Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K Facebook Live video. And I'm just out here taking a peek at my computer and making sure that everything is running like it should be out there, which it looks like it is. So I'm just gonna get the video pulled up here so I can hopefully see your comments. If you are joining in, feel free to say hello. I appreciate you being here. And let me know if you have questions about anything. So today I'm gonna show you how I made a little card with the Boho Indigo product medley, which it's sort of a hidden, I think, hidden gem in the catalog. It's up in with the kits. Hey, Catherine, I'm glad you're here. And Karen, I see, is here as well. So, and Jean Ann is here. So thanks for joining today. So, well, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. This product suite is just so easy to use. I can't help myself. So, hey, Lori, I'm glad you're here as well. So I have played a little bit previously with this and did another card. So this was a birthday card that I put together last week, I think it was. And I don't know how well you can see it on the video, but there's some embossing on the background of this. And it's actually one of the papers in the designer paper pack. So hello from France. I'm glad that you're here as well. And I see Joy is here. So thanks for joining in today. I appreciate you being here. So this is one of the cards that I made last week with this product suite. Product medley. I apologize, not product suite. So it's on page 9 in the annual catalog. So if you have skimmed over it and missed it, it's easy to miss. But hopefully after I show you a few things on it, you'll decide that you need to get it because it is a really good thing. So that's one of the cards that I made previously with it. And then this is the card that we're going to make today. So the product medley comes with a stamp set in it, which has got some really nice sentiments and some beautiful images, some kind of greenery images, and then there are flowers, and then the little vases that go with it. And then the other, hey, Danette and Barbara, and she, I see, is here as well. So thanks for joining, ladies. So the other piece that comes, well, one of the other pieces that comes with this product medley is dies. There's a whole set of dies, and there are tons of dies in here. Kind of, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dies in this die set. So, I mean, it's a pretty good sized die set and a beautiful stamp set. And obviously the vase images coordinate with the dies. A couple of the die images in here, like these, are more decorative, and they do not coordinate with the stamped image, but they do, it coordinates with the set in general. So there's one that cuts out the flower, and then these are some additional greenery pieces that it cuts out, and then this one cuts out the little group of flowers here. So it's a beautiful stamp set, beautiful die set. And in addition to that, you also get, I'll start with the paper, I guess. So a big pack of paper. It's I've been tearing into this and used a bunch of it already. So this is a pack of 48 sheets of paper, plus there are some specialty papers in addition to that. So you did miss it because the jar of flowers, because of the jar of flowers, and didn't look closely. It's easy to miss in the catalog, but man, it's a really good product medley. I mean, it's beautiful colors, beautiful images, and I love that it's got dies and everything with it. So the papers in it, this is one of these, you get 2 of each of these sheets, and I don't know how well the video is picking it up, but these are gold foiled little die cut greenery images. I guess that's that's the easiest way to describe them, but they're really beautiful, and they're really, I mean, nice little accents up for cards. You get 2 of these as well, and these are some gold foiled little banners and pieces for sentiment. This one is a tag in particular. There are some pretty gold flowers on here. So this is very nice addition. And then you also get 2 of these, which has got more sort of sentiment banner type things, and then 2 larger gold foiled flowers. So it's a beautiful, beautiful set of foiled paper. So again, you get 2 of each of those, and then there are 2 of each of the embossed sheets. And I know these are going to be a little hard to see just because lighting wise it's difficult. Hey Myrtle, I'm glad you're here. So it's difficult lighting wise to get a good view of these, but hopefully you can see what I'm showing you here. So this has got a really pretty kind of delicate diamond embossing on it, and you get 2 of those. And then this is the one that I used on my card earlier, and it's got I don't know, is it lattice background? I'm not really sure what the name of that is, but hopefully you can see it. Like I said, it's very, very pretty, delicate images. And then this one is kind of more like a large floral type image is maybe what I call this one, like a I'm sure there's a word for it too, but anyhow, so very pretty embossed papers. So you get those in addition to the 48 sheets of regular designer series paper. So, hey, Karen and Sue, I'm glad that you're here, and no worries about being late. It's, we're all on, it's summertime, so we're all on vacation time. So, all right, so these are the sheets of paper that you get in the pack. So this is one of the sides, and then the other side is this beautiful blue, I think I have it upside down, blue floral. And you get 8 each of these sheets of paper. So again, it's a huge pack of paper. And then this, again, it's 6x6 designs. So this is one of the sides, and this is the opposite side. And then we have this one. And the opposite side is also very pretty. And then we have this one, which is a floral image. And the opposite side is kind of a more geometric, kind of lined image. And then we have another beautiful floral image. And the back side is kind of little dainty flowers. And then there is this one, which has got the kind of vine images with it. Hey, Barbara, I'm glad you're here as well. So, and some more floral images. So those are the designs in the Designer Series paper pack that comes in the product medley. So it's all part of it. Then in addition to that, there are also these pretty little paper flowers. There are 2 sizes to these. So this is one of them. This is the larger size. You just might have to get this one. To me is like, our product medleys are always good, but this one is a really good one. I'm a huge fan of blue too, so I was all excited when I saw it. So this is the other paper flower, so just so you can compare them side by side. You get, I'm sure that there's a number of these in there somewhere if I could find it, but I don't know, it's a pack 20 each of the paper flowers. So you get those in with the product medley. And that's not all. I feel like one of those, people who's up doing their presentation at whatever, fair or something. So the last piece of the product medley is a ribbon combo pack. So there is a gold ribbon, which is I think it's called gold gathered ribbon, which is very, very pretty. And we're going to be using this one on the card today. And then there is also this blue. Again, it's a grow green, and I'm trying to remember what they called the edge of it. There's a specific name for it, and I should have frayed, I guess. I should have been able to come up with that one on my own, but I thought for whatever reason I was thinking there was a special name for it, but no, it's just frayed ribbon. So the colors in this product medley are Misty Moonlight, Garden Green, Night of Navy, Very Vanilla, and White. So that is the set of colors in it. And again, but wait, there's more. I know that's sort of what I feel like. Hey, Verna and Trudy, I'm glad that you're here as well. So again, this is a card we're going to make today, and I used quite a few of the products on it, but it's, it's a really, really good product medley. If you don't have it yet, you need to get it. But, that's I'm saying. You need to get it. All right. A couple other things to remind you about is Stampin' Up! Does have their Pick a Free Bundle starter kit promotion going on right now. So if you are interested in joining as a demonstrator, it is kind of a feathered edge. It's hard to, like I said, that's why I couldn't come up with the name, because I wanted to make sure I was calling it the right thing. But it's frayed, feathered, whatever you want to call it. But it's pretty. So. Hey, Arlene, I'm glad you're here as well. So, all right, so back to the Pick a Free Bundle starter kit promotion. So if you are interested in joining as a demonstrator, and it's a really good time to do that right now, you get, for your $99 starter kit fee, you pay taxes on it, but it ships for free. You get to pick $125 worth of your choice of Stampin' Up! Merchandise. And then in addition to that, you also get to pick a free bundle of your choice, and that is a free stamp set and die bundle, or stamp set and punch bundle, and it's any of them from the new catalog. So really, really, really good deal. If you are not a demonstrator and have questions about it and want to talk with me more about it, we'd love to have you join our team and get this awesome deal. There's no pressure to sell or buy or anything like that. So just my thought is get the starter kit, give it a try, and I'm sure you're going to love it. So let me know if you have questions on this. Again, feel free to holler at me. My email's right down here. So if you have questions, drop me a note, give me a call, whatever, and we can chat more about it. And then the next thing I just wanted to remind you about too is the annual catalog kickoff celebration from Stampin' Up! Is going on through the end of the month as well. So for every order of $250 or greater, and that includes demonstrator orders for those of you who are considering joining, as well as customer orders. So if you have a $250 worth of product you are interested in purchasing, you can also get this deal. Or if you have a workshop or party, catalog party, you can definitely get this as well. So if you have an order of 250 or greater or a party of 250 or greater, you get 25 additional Stampin' rewards with your order. So, and if I didn't say hello to Nancy and Akiko, hello, thank you for joining. I don't know if I did or not. I got busy talking and then distracted, and I can't remember if I said hello to you ladies. So, all right, so that's, I think, all the talking that I have to do to get us started. But let me know if you have any questions about anything. Again, it's it's Boho Indigo is the name of it, and you can find it on page 9 in the new annual catalog. And it's, like I said, it's a hidden gem in there as far as I'm concerned. It's a very, very pretty product suite, or product medley, and lots of good stuff in it. So, okay, so let's get to the card. I started and did some of the work ahead of time for us. I went ahead and pre-cut a card base. This is Night of Navy, and I've cut it to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5.5 inches. And then I pre-cut 2 pieces of the Boho Indigo Designer Series paper with one of the stitched rectangle dies, and it's the third from the largest one that I used. So just cut 2 different panels with that same die. One thing to know about this die cut measures almost exactly 3 inches across. So hey Christy, glad you're here. So if you're really careful when you're cutting your paper in half at the 3-inch point, you can actually get 2 of these die cuts out of 1 sheet of that 6x6 designer paper. But you do have to be kind of careful and pay close attention when you're die cutting it. You can make it work, but it's like it barely fits. So just wanted you to be aware of that. You can get 2 of these out of each sheet of the designer series paper. All right, so got a little Stampin' seal, and I'm going to use that to adhere the designer paper panels. Oh, I'm putting it on the second panel here instead of the first one. So use a little Stampin' seal on both. This is our new adhesive, which I am loving it. I love the stickiness of it, so it's awesome. Hey, Patricia, thanks for joining. And I see Rosemary's here as well. And you totally overlooked it. It's so easy to do, I'm telling you, because it's kind of hidden up in with the kits and not someplace where I would normally look in the catalog to find the product medley. So, all right, so going to adhere on the background little piece of designer series paper, and then going to take the second one that I cut and hopefully get it lined up fairly centered over the top of the first one, and that is the background to our card. The next thing that I did was punched out a couple of the pieces of, I think I took all the die cut pieces and threw them up here in the stack instead of keeping them where I needed them. So here is one of the large gold foil flowers that we're going to be using on the background, and then I'm going to punch out the larger of the little palm leaves, and I use the little one like this as another piece. And I went ahead and pre-cut a couple of the die cuts from the Boho Indigo dies. So these are just cut from garden green cardstock. Oh, and one thing I totally forgot to mention when I was talking about the kit, they actually have a refill kit. So yay, that is one of the things of the product medley that I know people have mentioned before. Hey, Julia, I'm glad that you're here. So I saw you hopped on, but I didn't know if you'd stayed. So glad that you're here. So Julia's my niece, by the way. So anyway, I started in on the refill kit. So they have a refill kit for this, which has got the designer series paper in it, and it includes all the little embossed sheets in that designer series paper and the foil sheets, as well as the paper flowers. So there is a refill kit that's available, so you don't have to purchase the whole product medley again if you need more of the designer paper and flowers. So that's an awesome bonus for this one that they haven't done in the past with other product medleys. So I was really glad to see that in the catalog. So. All right, so we are going to use, it's a slightly different one of the, should we use this? Yeah, I think let's use this one. So I'm going to use a slightly different one of the little foil die cuts to stamp the sentiment on. The sentiment, again, is from the Boho Indigo stamp set. So, oh, you ordered the medley? Good, I'm glad to hear that. So it's a good one. And Arlene, the die cut leaves are amazing in this one. Beautiful. I love the gold foiling on everything. So I'm going to try to go up here above this and hopefully get this stamped straight. which is always, more challenging when you've got the camera in between you and what you're stamping. Normally I don't have too much trouble. It's a little crookedy. I'm going to restamp that because I don't like the way that looks. So see, like I said, it's more difficult with that darn camera in between me and the paper. Normally I don't have too much trouble lining things up, but it always happens, of course, you know, nothing like a live video to screw something up. So I used a little Night of Navy ink, if I didn't say that. So that's what I'm stamping is Night of Navy ink, stamping it on one of the little banners. I'm going to set that aside. So we have all the pieces ready to start the assembly on the card front. The first thing I did was pulled out some glue dots. So I just placed an order for this morning. Yes, it's really good. It's really, really good. So I'm glad that you did, Catherine. And I'm going to grab my snips and I'm going to trim off some of the longer ends on a couple of these, the pre-cut pieces as well as the die cut pieces, just because they kind of tend to they stick out the bottom of things and I don't necessarily want them to. So I usually tend to trim them kind of like hair, always looking crazy. So I'm going to start by doing a little bit of layering of the die cuts here and just using glue dots to adhere the die cut pieces to the card front. So you make me laugh, Barb. I'm not the Stampin' rock star. Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, that cracks me up. So, all right. So we've got one of the greenery die cuts that I cut from Garden Green cardstock, again with the Boho Indigo dies. And I'm just going to sort of tuck those around here. And then I have another one of the die cut images, or die cut leaves that I'm going to do here. And I don't know, hopefully you can see it on the screen, but these are actually, it embosses and cuts it at the same time. So hopefully you can see that if I hold it still for a second. Can see that on the screen. And then I'm going to tuck that one down in here. And hey, Connie, I'm glad you're here. So a rock star. Yeah, sure thing, Julia. You know, actually, Julia's mom is the one who got me started stamping, believe it or not. So she was a demonstrator a long time ago. And that was sort of what got me going on all this. So just so you know, she's the official, you know, her mom is the official rock star because she did this first. I just copied. So, all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and tuck one of the other die cut greens down here. This is one of the pre-cut ones. And then this is one that I cut from Garden Green cardstock. So, all right. You didn't know about the set? Oh, you didn't? Oh, the stamp set, actually, Catherine, I'm not sure what you're asking about. Sorry, I missed your comment on it. But the stamp set actually comes in. This is all in the same product medley, so everything is in it together. So don't worry about it. If you ordered the product medley, then you are good to go, and you will have all this stuff when your stuff arrives. So, yes. Yes, her mom is the one actually who you need to say thank you to, because like I said, I would never have started all this craziness if it hadn't been for her. So, all right, as I was talking, I just ran a little bit of Stampin' Seal across kind of the center where all these die cut pieces come together, and then I'm going to take some of the gold ribbon and I'm just going to kind of loop it in a Z across the card front here to add a little bit of extra gold prettiness, and then snip that off and set that aside. And then second to the last thing I need to do is just adhere on the sentiment. So one of the things that, I grabbed the wrong adhesive. Going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere down the sentiment. So one of the things that I usually do when I have kind of a big pile of ribbon like this in the middle and I want to make sure that I don't end up sticking Stampin' Dimensionals under here where it'll be kind of weird and lumpy, I just take the Stampin' Dimensionals and actually stick them down to the paper around the ribbon where I want it to be. And then I'm going to add one more here on the end of the sentiment to make sure that's not kind of flapping around in the breeze. And then I'm just going to adhere it down like this, hopefully, getting it centered and somewhat straight. Well, not centered, off-centered, the way that I wanted it off-centered and somewhat straight. Then we're just going to take a couple of the little paper flowers and we will be done on the card front. So thank you, Myrtle. I appreciate that. So it was fun to put together and kind of super quick with all the stuff kind of pre-done for me. I didn't have to do a whole lot other than adhere pieces together, a couple little die cuts and tiny little bit of stamping, and the card was done. So All right, I am just using glue dots to adhere down the little paper flowers, and just going to tuck one in here with kind of among the greenery, and then a second one over near the sentiment, underneath the kind of tucked underneath it over top of the gold flower, and then the final one is going to go down underneath the sentiment, and we will be done with the card front. So, well, I'm glad, whoops, I rolled that one right under there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is it for the card front, and I'm glad that you like it, Trudy. So, so Myrtle, her husband's nicknamed you Myrtle, Arlene? Oh, okay. Is that like Myrtle? There was an old story. I can't remember from when I was a kid. I feel like there was one about Myrtle. So, all right. So the inside of the card I kept pretty simple. Just used a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and I have it cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and just a little leftover piece that I trimmed away from the panels on the card front, one of the 6 by 6 sheets of Designer Series paper. And I'm going to adhere these two together and then put this inside the card, and we will be all done. So, all right, got that done. And I'm going to snip off the excess. I usually, when I've got a little strip like that, I usually leave the excess on just because I find it easier to sort of make sure when I'm getting things lined up, it's easier always to trim things down than it is to have it be too short. And then you're like, ooh, too small. So I usually leave the 6-inch pieces all in a strip and then just adhere it down with whatever I need and then trim away the excess. And I find that to be an easier little kind of a little trick to getting the little strips adhered to the bottom of the cardstock panel for inside my card. So, all right, so let me get the inside done here. Almost stuck that down upside down. And flip it over here, close up the card and do a quick crease with the bone folder, and then push all my junk aside and put the 2 cards side by side, and we are done for the stamping today. So thanks so much for joining. Myrtle the Turtle was a storybook. Okay, so that must have been the one I was thinking about. So I'm glad that y'all like the card. Thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. I will plan to be back on my YouTube channel live on Friday around 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and back here on Facebook Live at 2 o'clock Eastern Time next week, Tuesday. I will be posting all the details for this card out on my blog tomorrow. My blog is stampwithamyk.com, so if you have not subscribed to that, be sure you do that so that you can be caught up on all the latest Stampin' Up! Goodness, as well as check out the project details if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer. And again, all the details will be posted out on the project tomorrow. So thanks again for joining. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we will chat soon.